Hello, my name is Jungmin Kim from the English First Year Writing class in Northeastern University, taught by Professor Matthew Noonan. For my final project, I will be presenting information about generative AI and what people need to know. Here is the table of contents. The presentation will be divided into three parts. 1. What generative AI is. 2. How it works. 3. Why it matters. So, what is generative AI, or also known as AI art? Well, to begin with, we'll have to look into what is not an AI art. The term AI art is very broad and vague, but it's commonly used as a term to describe art created by computers with just words as inputs. So, from now on, I'll be using the term correspondingly. First of all, not all images created by the computer are not AI art. There's another type of art called algorithmic art. This is created with the user having almost full control, only assisted by the artificial intelligence. An aspect of this is that artists themselves create an algorithm that generates art accordingly. This is different from AI art because for AI art, the user has little to no control on the details of the image because it uses a pre-made algorithm that someone else did. So, for example, if you made a computer program that divides paper using math of your choice into different sections with colors of your choice, you'd be using algorithmic art. If you searched for a paper divider on Google and pressed a button to have a design just printed out for you, that would be AI art. It's also easier to think of it as generating patterns as the one on the screen right here versus whole images of sophisticated objects like people, such as these. Well, these are more like the famous paintings that were modified by AI, but nonetheless, it is similar. These are some examples of AI art softwares: DALL-E 3, Crayon, Deep AI, Night Cafe, Canva, and Adobe Firefly. While these aren't necessarily too different in what they do, I have put them up as examples and we'll be learning about how they work later. So how do they really work, creating images from words? Well, let's say you're using one of the softwares I showed you before. Details may vary, but they all have a similar process. First, start by thinking of an image. Then you write the prompt, something like 2 kittens in school uniforms, because why not? And then you would get something of an image on the left. Now, if this is not satisfactory for you and you want more details, you would edit the prompt to be something more like 2 endearing, fluffy kittens in tiny school uniforms sitting at a miniature desk in a charming cat-sized classroom, their paws holding each other's hands as they learn. The atmosphere is full of youthful innocence. And then you would also add tags like illustration and digital art on top of the prompt. And what you get is the image on the right, which is more detailed and more appropriate for the prompt that you have put in. The way this works is based off of an enormous database of images. The images are labeled for their patterns, which are categorized for later use. When the prompt is called, the AI searches for the label similar to the prompt and creates an image based on the same labeled database images. For example, like the prompt before, the database, which has so many images, would call up images of cats and school uniforms and then use them to create the images, two images before. As an example, if in the database are images of doctors like these, the AI will know that when given the prompt doctor, it should create an image of a human with a white gown and a stethoscope around their neck. Now, while the artificial intelligence may not know what is a gown and a stethoscope is, but it will still know that a body should be covered by a white thing of cloth-like texture with a black rubbery string around the neck. And so it will create images accordingly. To make these more successful, as they are dependent of the database, you need to have a large sample size, as it will give more materials for the AI to learn from and have better understanding of the prompt, thus producing better results. DAL-E, one of the softwares that I introduced before, for example, had over 600 million images in its database for training. For more details on how these images are created, here are two examples of the models that are used. Generative Adversarial Networks, GANs, and Variational Autoencoders, VAEs. Both use two neural networks that work together. But for GANs, one tries to make an image while the other verifies whether the image is real or not. So it would improve the image by continuing to verify its accuracy. For VAEs, one tries to interpret the prompt while the other tries to create what was interpreted. As more sophisticated models of AI emerge, the art they produce becomes more and more detailed. So why is this important? Well, first of all, copyrights. Remember the huge number of images in databases of the AI? Well, some of them are included without the consent of the artists. Although companies are trying to include only the images with the artist's consent recently, the unauthorized commercial use of the art is a problem nonetheless. Other problems include malicious contents created by the AI. The images including violence, pornography, misinformation, and other harmful factors can cause a great deal of problems. While the developers of many algorithms are trying to reduce the number of these by excluding such images in the database and making the AI evaluate the image before printing them out, there are many more softwares that do not have the safety measures. Examples of these malicious contents, although these are not very malicious in the terms of their effects, former American President Trump getting violently arrested and fake pictures of Pope Francis with Balenciaga outfits are examples of misinformation. Then we also have the problem of stereotypes created from these images. Most images on the internet labeled doctors depict a white man. Since the image created by AI reflects on the images in the database, most of the images created will also depict a white man unless specified. This problem exists also in areas such as gender, ethnicity, religion, etc. Another problem caused by the advancement of artificial intelligence is, of course, jobs. As more AI art is getting used commercially, the job market for artists is decreasing. Take a commissioned illustrator or a graphic designer for an example. Why pay someone to get a good drawing for a book cover or create a logo for a company when one can just type in ChatGPT to get results just within a few seconds? Regarding this, more artists are demanded to adapt to this situation, such as learning to work with the tools of AI rather than creating sketches from scratch. I hope I made you learn more and make you think more about these things and its future effects. Here's my bibliography. I have also added them to the description of the video. Thank you for watching.